Now there's a lag in the group and what you and I see.
Okay.
So if you just look at the screen, you should be good with me. And then I'll pick up in the group, whatever happens there.
Okay.
So a lot of times they'll ask questions and want to know,
Yeah.
Something about you or something about
Sure.
your ideas on business. So we'll catch it there.
Yeah, I've got it popped up on my desktop monitor as well, so I can see the questions as they come through.
If you just look at the screen, something about you.
Okay.
Okay. I've got mine propped up.
Okay.
We'll wait for people to come in. How's the weather out there?
Man, it's been raining all day.
Yeah, that's what it's like here in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, we have that same front that you guys had, but it's moving to the east.
Okay. Any hail in that?
None. We haven't had a hailstorm in about 3 years, but we're still doing roofs.
Yeah, you do a lot more than roofs, don't you?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Yeah, but I should rename the company to Roofing and More instead of Windows and More. Very seriously, we do a lot more dollar volume in roofs than we do in windows.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get into it, but I'll give people a second or two here. The other thing that happens, Mike, is that this gets archived in the group, and then people will go back and watch it.
Sure.
And it goes out to a live, not a live, but it goes out to a replay for roofing company owners. So
that's fine. Yeah.
Let's start at the top, man. And we'll have people join us. So
okay.
How did you get started in this business? Did you go to college for roofing?
No, Mike, I'll tell you what I did. Back in 1975, I actually started working at a small lumberyard in Kansas City, Kansas. And from there, we started, working with remodelers, builders, and actually got hooked up into retail management. Then with, back then it was Handy Dan. Then got hooked up with Payless Cashways for old building materials. Got into management with them for a great number of years. After that, started working for a wholesaler, distributor, if you will, selling interior trim and windows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a great experience. And I was actually worked for Anderson Windows. You might have heard of them out of Bayport, Minnesota. I was on the manufacturing side as well. So I've got a great understanding of the whole business gamut. Everything from the retailers, distributors, suppliers, manufacturers, and now in this business that I'm in today, Windows and More.
So going back to Handy Dan, you're taking me way back. Payless Cashways.
I know. It's terrible. 45 years I've been in this business. 45 years.
Yeah, some days it goes by fast, and other days not so fast.
Today it's been a fast day. I've been busy all day.
Okay, so let's talk about the company name. The company name is
Windows and More.
Windows and More.
Yeah.
Is that based on your history with the custom window manufacturer?
That is based on, yes, I know Windows very, very well. I actually have other companies here in town that will actually call me on advice to what type of window is this, that type of information. And with the 45 years experience I have in the business, Mike, yeah, they call me. But that's the reason why the name is what it is, Windows and More. Not only do we do replace windows, we do vinyl siding, gutters, patio covers, and we do a whole heck of a lot of roofs too, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, now tell everybody where we have Paul, Aragon, Rodney's jumped on here. Tell everybody where you do your business from. Where are you located?
We're located in Cabot, Arkansas, which is about 16 miles to the northeast of Little Rock. If you look at Little Rock has about 280 population. If you look at the greater metro Little Rock area, it's about 870, 875. In the area that we cover about a 35-mile radius.
Okay.
We don't really want to go outside of that. It's kind of hard to manage that business if we do. But if you take a look at the Lonoke County, White County area, we have probably about 250,000 people that we potential have to do business with.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to ask you a question because I'm just curious myself.
Sure.
What percentage of your business is insurance and what percentage is retail?
Let me look at my numbers here, and I could probably tell you pretty realistically. I don't want to, just throw numbers out. If I look at insurance work for 2019, I'm about 36% of that business. If I look at just retail roofing, about 6.7%. And those are hard numbers from the numbers that we keep track of on a monthly basis.
How often do you get the windows paid for by the insurance company?
I can tell you that doesn't happen often at all. Insurance companies are generally going to want to pay for screens. For them, I have a great partner here in Cabot that we refer to. It's very, very rare that insurance companies do give the homeowners anything on windows.
So you're not getting rich on window screens or vinyl beading?
No. I think what the exact make price is for screens is $35. Window bead,
Yeah.
Insurance companies don't really cover that too well.
Francisco from California says, hey guys.
Hey.
Okay, so we're talking about your background in Windows, and I just want to hammer on this a little bit more because Windows is a great upsell, isn't it?
Windows is a great upsell, but I do love roofs, Mike. I can tell you the dollar volume per job is greatest with the roofs. Windows is a great product as well. That's my second leading category that we have within the product lines that we do service. If you take a look at Windows dollar volume wise, Windows is about 28% of our total business. So you can see that the insurance and the roofing combined is right at about 45%. With everything else just kind of falls into the mix there. But Windows is a great avenue for us. Replace windows. Everybody wants to save money on the energy bills. We have a great way to take care of that for them.
Sure. So when somebody buys a roof from you, how long, if they're going to buy windows, how long after they buy the roof do they usually buy the windows from you?
We continually market to them. I got a great marketing company. They send out email blasts once a month, the blogs. We just stay in contact with them. We have great repeat business as well. It could be a year, it could be a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. When they buy a roof from you, they get marketed to windows. And then when they buy windows from you, you market back for?
Yes, for roofs.
For roofs?
And that's one thing we always do. If we go out on a window lead, we take a look at the roof and say, hey, how about a free roof inspection? You could possibly have some weather-related damage and vice versa. Going out there, hey, you have some old windows. Would you like to get a quote for windows, or your siding's messed up? You don't have gutters on your house. Why can't we have an opportunity with that as well for you?
So roofing is first on revenue. Windows is second. Is number 3 even close to the revenue from roofing and windows?
Siding, about 15% for the year. Gutters, it's in the single digits. Additional work, what we call additional work entry doors, it's in the single digits as well. Patio covers, single digits. So our 3 greatest categories is roofing, windows, and siding.
And what kind of siding do you do? Is it all vinyl?
It is all vinyl. Yeah, it's all vinyl. Do not do any hardy board, nothing like that. Do not do any wood. You got to understand the philosophy of our company. Our goal is to provide home improvements for our clients with quality products or we ship at fair pricing to improve the quality of life, energy efficiency, longevity of the homeowner's property. And that's basically how, and that is our business philosophy.
Okay. Well, we got quite a few people. Mark Coyle, Austin is on. If you guys have questions, I know everybody knows roofing, but if you guys have questions about windows or siding, vinyl siding specifically, or you want to talk about doors, you're not going to find a guy with more experience, more variety of experience in these kind of trades than Mike here. So drop your questions in the comments. I'll keep checking the comments thread and we'll keep talking here.
Great.
All right. So how long have you been in Cabot?
I have been in Cabot for right at about 11 years. Been in
Okay.
Cabot 11 years.
Are you native to Arkansas?
No, I'm actually from Kansas City. I lived in Kansas City the majority of my life, and I went through a divorce. And
Yeah.
I found a little girl from down here in Little Rock that I simply love to pieces. We
Yeah.
got married, and I'm down here, man. I'm a lifer down here.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Do you go to the office every day, Mike?
Actually, I do go to the office every day, and that's where I spend a lot of my time without doing some luncheons and networking meetings and stuff like that. I'm normally in the office quite a bit of the time. Networking also includes the golf course. Okay, if you look over the former office, I got about 3 sets of golf clubs. I got one at the house, so yeah, I'm very well prepared for that. So, but yeah, I spend a lot of time here in the office. I have an office manager here. I have 4 vice president of sales that work with us. I've titled them that instead of salespeople.
Sure.
Who does not want to talk to the vice president of the company?
That's right. Why not?
So that's and that's why on the business cards I have vice president of sales.
That's a bold move, Mike.
Well, hey, I want people to know that we're sending out the most important person that we could send out to the job to take a look at them to help them. So that's one of the reasons why I did that.
Mike, I want to ask you real quick, your microphone, is that rubbing up against something right now?
Oh, let me go ahead and put it right. Is that better?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Great.
And you look like a Star Trek character.
Wonderful.
All right.
I've always wanted to be.
So, Mike, you have 4 salespeople in your office. Is that what you're saying?
I have 3 salespeople. I have my office manager. Of course, the office manager takes care of the walk-in trade that comes in. He'll set the appointments for the salespeople. And if you want to include myself, yeah, we have 4.
Oh, that's interesting. Are you still going out? Are you still going out and taking a look at people's houses?
You know, I went out last night. That's been my first presentation, if you will, in about 4 months. I stay very, very busy in the office, taking care of things and making sure, just not the day-to-day stuff, but also what's going to happen next year.
Right.
That's one thing I actually sat down with my marketing guy here earlier this week and says, okay, this is what I want to concentrate on this year. This is what I want to drop advertising wise next year. And we had a good conversation, got some things ironed out because, 9 years into the business, we're going to be celebrating 9 years in the business, November 1st. And so,
congratulations.
Well, thank you. We just want to make sure that we spend our money wisely, that we get the greatest return on investment. What I mean by investment, I do TV. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was doing radio, not doing radio anymore. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're very, very heavy on SEO. We do a little bit of Facebook. One thing I'm trying is running some campaigns on Nextdoor app.
Okay.
But a few billboards. But yeah, you have to manage that stuff and you have to spend your money wisely. So that's one thing that sat down early this week with my guy and we discussed.
Like a lot of guys, young company owners, they haven't hit $1 million in revenue yet, but they're trying, What would you say has been the most surprising disappointment for you as far as where you've put your advertising and marketing money?
Probably local radio.
Really?
I was advertising with the company, about 3 years in. I threw a lot of money at it. Sponsored Cabot Sports.
Okay.
My radio bill at one time was running about $2,000 a month, which
Sure.
was totally goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was not getting the return on investment, that's probably has been the biggest disappointment for my advertising dollars was my local radio.
Well, listen, we've got Eric Thomason on. He's a great client of mine, RCO Growth Kit client. He wants to know, well, first of all, he says that's incredible, 9 years. So congratulations. He wants to know how's TV working for you?
You know, the TV thing, of course, I'm on a NBC and Fox channel. I'm answering this hesitantly because
Okay.
I'm actually cutting back my TV advertising dollars from what I spent in 2019 to what I'm spending in 2020. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Does it help with the branding? Yes. Am I in restaurants today and people say, I know who you are?
Oh,
Yes. But I pared down on that some because the return on investment, the number of calls I was getting for the dollars I was spending was not there. And so I'm not dropping off TV. I still believe in TV, the branding part of it. You got to understand, in Little Rock, you got some big swingers, if you will.
right.
You got the
Yeah.
Wilsons, you got the Royals,
Right.
that we're competing head to head with,
Yeah.
and we're still in some of those customers. So I don't want to disappear off of TV totally, but I am dropping my budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think people would be surprised, Mike, if you threw out the number that you spend annually on your advertising and marketing. Just based on what you're telling me here, I know that's not a little number.
No, on an annual basis, 2018, I spent right at about 84.
Mm-hmm.
This year here, I jumped 84,000. This year here, I dropped the number because I want to get smaller in that the percentage I spent on advertising. So I dropped it minutely. In 2020, my directive for my marketing guy was, I'm going to spend 5% of my sales, and I think that's going to be pretty optimum.
Mm-hmm.
If I can hang around 5% of sales, we're doing a decent job and using those dollars wisely.
You know, that's a question I get a lot when I'm doing business strategy for my clients. They want to know what percent of my revenue should I be spending on my advertising and marketing? And you've been around the block a long time.
Yeah.
What do you think? You know, I heard you throw out a number there, but what do you think?
I really truly think 5% is pretty optimum. If you can keep your marketing and advertising down to about 5%, and believe me, Mike, on the inception of our company, I was running 15, 20%.
Right.
I knew I had to advertise to grow and to get the numbers that I wanted. But if I can keep that number down at 5%, I know this year here, I'm looking at 7%.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're spending on advertising versus sales. But if I can get down to 5%, that's the way you become healthy.
What do you think is the number one thing inside your salespeople that allows you to offset that number and bring it down and still hit your annual revenue goals? What's the biggest thing you work on?
The biggest thing I work on with my salespeople, the percentage of closes.
Okay.
Has to come up.
Yeah.
And that's going to help even out that number to where I want it to be. That without a question is number one. That's paramount. Mike,
you're a character, man. Are you on these TV commercials? Because you seem like you'd be a natural for it.
You know, I do all my own commercials. I don't have somebody stand up there and do my commercials for me. I love doing the commercials. You know, people tell me, says, Stinnett, you got to be on radio. And that's one thing on which we've been working on with my management companies, doing some voiceovers, doing some radio commercials. But yeah, I have a great time doing what I do.
Sure, man. You love the business. I can tell.
Yeah, I really do.
Can you give us a little sneak peek of one of your commercials? Do you remember what you said on it?
Hello, I'm Mike Stinnett, owner of Windows & More. If you want or need energy efficient windows, vinyl siding, gutters, patio covers, and roofing, give us a call. 501-843-3000. Our website is arkwindowsandmore.com. And remember, we give you more for your home improvement dollars.
Dang, that's good. Woo! I love it, man. Plus, you went into that radio voice too. How'd you do that?
It's funny. You know, I don't know. I just did it.
You went into another gear and like put it into sexy mode.
Oh, hey, you have to do that every now and then, okay?
See, there it is again. I just heard it again.
Yeah,
all right.
Mike, I can drop it down there about any time I want to. Okay. Hello, Mike. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Mark Reitzel, good friend, roofing company owner in Virginia, says, "Hey guys, Eric Thomason's with us. Yeah, he's liking this stuff." Eric, if you have anything else you want to ask Mike while we got him here during this live, or if anybody else has a question you want to ask, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we'll keep talking. I'm really having a lot of fun with this, Mike. I appreciate you jumping on live today.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I do want to point out a couple of things.
Okay.
All my guys, I have specialists, if you will. I have one guy that he just does windows and siding.
Okay.
My roofing specialist, I have a couple of those. They just specialize in roofing gutters.
Okay.
And I don't let my window guy go out and sell roofs, and vice versa. I don't let the roofing guys go out and sell windows and siding because they don't know that product well. When we go out, I certainly want to educate our homeowners to the products that we install. And I've tried it before by having a roofing guy go out and sell windows. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
They don't understand the window. They don't understand the story. So I do have guys that are specialized in the products that we meet the homeowners on.
Is there any competition amongst your guys? You know, they wish that they could sell windows, or they wish they could sell roofs. They're pretty happy to stay in their lane. How's that work?
They do want to grow in the business, and they have to understand the products first. So I work with them constantly. We have meetings with my guys once every 2 weeks. We're going over numbers, going over products, going over presentations.
Okay.
We actually have iPad presentations.
Okay.
But they have to understand the product first. You just can't go out there and show a window, but you have to go out there and understand how that window works, what makes our window unique to we sell our products. We don't never knock competition, but you have to understand the good points about our products and be able to present it in a way that the homeowner can appreciate and understand.
On your windows, do you sell several different grades of quality, or are you just like one grade?
No, I have 2 grades.
Okay.
We have actually we buy our windows from here in Arkansas.
Okay.
It's a great fit, Arkansas made product. You know, people in Arkansas love Arkansas. You know, go
Sure.
Hogs.
Absolutely.
And, I actually have a top grade in which is with a bar heritage. Had the exclusive rights to that product in the state of Arkansas.
I like that.
Yeah, it's great. Nobody else in Arkansas can buy the Weather Bar Heritage window. I have
That's
exclusive
awesome.
rights on it, and
Yeah.
it's a program that came up with the bars. I actually have a drop window that we call the WHAM window, Windows and More.
I love it. The WHAM window.
Yeah, the WHAM window that we sell as well. That's mainly for your rental homes, apartments, that type of projects.
So how does that presentation go when you have 2 different grades of windows? How do you make that offer? Does the salesperson decide? Does the consumer decide? How do you make the offer?
No, if we're going into the home to visit with homeowners, we certainly do recommend and only present the Weather Bar Heritage. If we're going into a landlord's home,
Yeah.
that's where we drop down to the WHAM window. And my sales reflect that as well. We sell much more Weather Bar windows, Heritage windows, than the WHAM window.
On your windows and your siding sales, do people just write you a check? Are they taking out an equity loan, financing? How are you selling those?
Mainly on windows, there are right now checks on windows. On siding, window projects, we have a great program that we have with Synchrony that we can offer them 0% for 18 months. They have a 5.99, 7.99, 9.99 APR options as well. Normally on the larger projects, of course, they are financing those. And so, yeah. Here's a cool thing. People dread financing sometimes, but if I look at my numbers, my cost of goods sold for financing, the money that I've paid to Synchrony, Artist Square, is 2%.
Oh, wow.
2%.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of guys are scared of financing. But if you figure those dealer fees in, for us, it figures out to be about a 2% cost of goods sold.
Hmm.
So I'm not scared of financing whatsoever.
How does the interface work with Synchrony? Is that an online app, or is that a call-in app? Is that how do you do that?
Right. It's a tablet phone app that we
Okay.
get an instantaneous response
Okay.
back from Synchrony.
That's awesome.
It works great.
So Mark Reitzel, he's a funny guy. I think he's serious here. He says, I'm hiring Mike S. if I ever need voiceover work.
Well, come on, Mark, that's cool. I'll do it. I can make that happen.
I bet you can, man. Go into sexy voice. Nicholas, thanks for watching. Ben Houston, thanks for watching. If you have your questions, Mike is a longtime professional in the building trades industry. So you want to talk siding, windows, you want to talk gutters, you want to talk roofs, you want to talk financing, you want to talk lumber. I bet you Mike could talk lumber if you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So Mike, what did you do when you were first setting up your company in Cabot? Did you move to Arkansas and then you set up your company, or how did that work?
I was already living in Arkansas at
Okay.
the time that I set up my company. I was working for a company, got tagged by the economy, if you will.
Yeah.
The wife and I, we prayed. I'm a man that believes in prayer, believes in God.
Amen.
And the wife and I, we prayed, and something just kept clicking inside my head: windows and more, windows and more, windows and more. And I knew that was the direction I was supposed to go instead of going out and finding another job on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So we opened up the company. We started November 1st, 2011. Not a great time of year.
Right. Right.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, but we did great in those for those 2 months in 2011. Continued on in 2012. I knew when I started the company, I wanted to become an LLC. So January 1st, January the 2nd of 2012 became LLC. 4 years later, we became S Corp. I knew I did not want to work out of the house. So I wanted to have a location, brick and mortar. So I rented a unit in April 1st. It wasn't really an April Fool's joke, but we opened up Suite E down there April 1st and moved into Suite D. At the time I rented Suite E, the landlord says, "Hey, I hope you do so well. You want to buy the building." Well, guess what?
What?
I own the building. Okay.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just having a great time.
That's great. Any plans to sell it? Move to a Caribbean island?
Oh, that's not a good thing to ask right now. There has been discussions about selling the business. I'm still having a great time, as you can imagine. As you can see, this is not a facade. This is really, truly how I feel.
Yeah.
I've talked with the wife and stuff, and as long as I'm having a good time and I'm still able to do it, my mind's still good. I really want to hang on to the company and work it and grow it to make it much more lucrative, if you will.
Yeah.
When I do decide to sell it, there's been some timelines that we have discussed. 3 years.
Okay. So it's not totally out of the picture. It's out there somewhere.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And it'll be worth a lot more whenever that day comes than it was back when you first kicked it off in November.
Oh Lord. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's going to be worth a lot more.
Yeah.
Back in November 1st, 2011, the only thing I had was a name. Okay. But now we have a great company. We're very well known in our target market areas. And I just want to become stronger. So everybody that in Cabot, Searcy, BB, McRae, Sherwood, North Little Rock, Windows and More is going to be top of mind with them. And that's where I want to go with the business.
Where were your first advertising dollars invested when you kicked off your company?
When I first kicked off the company was actually at a local grocery store, an 8.5 by 11 sign I had up there. Then I went into the local newspaper. We still advertise some in the local newspaper, the weekly paper, if you will.
Mhm.
And that
Do you have a line in the business services, or do you have an actual placement inside the?
no, I actually have a once a month. We're on the front page of what they call the extra that we change out monthly.
Okay.
And in the actual newspaper edition, we're in there once a month on the front page on the banner section of that.
Do you rotate offers every month in your advertising, or is it pretty much just a branding play?
No, we alternate window siding gutters,
Okay.
free roof inspections. We advertise that. We offer free gutters with siding. Windows $50 off for window. And I try to match it up with the website specials.
Okay.
I know this month here I'm kind of changing it up a little bit. I'm going to try to do some little bit different things per zip code. I change it up. You know, it's got a coin. Let's toss it. Let's see what lands. Okay.
Right.
But one thing which I have been steady on is getting some repetition on the months that we advertise certain products. And I think that's helped us. So we have a pretty good calendar of ads that we're going to run.
Mike, we got a lot of comments here stacking up, so let's get to them. Our friend Mark wants to know, what kind of roof system do you pitch? Do you do 2 or 3 different grades of roofing, or do you just stick to one and that's it?
You got to remember, the majority of our roof is insurance. So we do upgrade the homeowners' roofs to include leak barrier, if you will, ice and water.
Okay.
We're going to take out the turbines. We're going to put on bridge vent. We do a little bit different there. We do have the standard ice and water, but we also upgrade it to the manufacturer. We're CertainTeed certified and GAF certified as well. So we'll either upgrade them to that system with the CertainTeed ice and water, GAF ice and water, including the ridge vent.
Is that a 3-foot perimeter around the house, or are you running it up and down the valleys? Where's that ice and water going?
It's going here in Arkansas. We're required to do it in the valleys and around all the penetrations. And that's basically where we start at. We don't really do anything on the perimeter for leak barrier. We do use a starter. We don't use a upside down 3-tab. We do use a starter material around the perimeter of, regardless, okay, if we're selling a CertainTeed or a GAF, we're using an actual starter.
Not a lot of problems with ice damming?
We really don't here.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. We do have a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice, but not a great deal, no.
Right. Well, I sure do love the ice and water. Mark says he always pitches the same scope on every house. He does things a little different there. Mike Schmidt, the great Mike Schmidt. Mike, I'm putting you in that category of great because I watch you, buddy, and I know you're doing great work. Bruce Boyd is watching. Hey, Bruce Boyd. Xavier's watching. Xavier, I just talked to you this morning and had a conversation with your wife. Looking forward to working with you. Let's keep rolling here, Mike. What do you think?
Let's go to it, baby.
Let's talk about hiring your first salesman. So you're at this point, you're doing all the work yourself. And before you hired your first salesperson, you're doing all the work yourself. And the day came, you said, we need to hire somebody.
Right.
How quickly did that day come? And can you describe that process for us?
You know, I'd actually known the person I hired first to do roofs. Again, my strength is windows. My weakness is in roofs. I'm not going to look. I'm an old guy. My wife does not want me climbing on roofs. Okay.
Sure.
So the first guy I hired was a roofing specialist, if you will. I'd known him from a previous company, and he had expressed an interest in working for me. And so that's really kind of how it came about. I will tell you that my vice presidents, my salespeople are all 1099 as well as my subs.
Sure.
The only people that are W-2 is myself and my office manager. Yeah, that's how it came about. You know, that was my very first guy.
Was that pretty early in the game, or was it a year or two down the road?
No, it was actually fairly quick. Once I moved in a location, I hired first guy in June, so a couple months. And I
Yeah.
saw the need to do that. If I was advertising roofs, I needed to have somebody that could sell them
Hmm.
and understood roofs. I certainly understood roofs, but yeah, I wanted to get somebody in here that could actually climb on the roofs and inspect for weather-related damage.
Yeah. So, what's your philosophy on bringing on a new salesperson? I mean, how long is the training? Do you do draws? When do you give them their first lead? Who do they go with? What's your philosophy on bringing on new salespeople?
Sure. With inside with our company, the first product that they can sell is roofing.
Okay.
Can they be green? Yeah, they can be green. But one thing they have to make a commitment to, and they have to complete first, is a product training. They have to become a CertD shingle master, so
Okay.
they understand the products. Uh, they understand what hail damage is, wind damage. I'll send them out with one of our more seasoned guys uh, for about a month, and then so they can get firsthand experience what is weather related damage. They can get familiar with their paperwork. Uh, then I'll turn them loose and start sending them out on calls by themselves.
So it takes about a month to get them up and rolling.
Takes about a month to get them up and rolling. And my sales guys, they have to they kill what they eat.
Yeah. So
So
you're not subsidizing any laziness there.
no, I will not. Yeah, that's one thing in which I totally don't like. Somebody coming in and say, "Hey, I want to work, I want to work, I want to work." Uh, they don't want to work. See
Right.
you out the door. Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Chris is on with us. Bruce Boyd says, always a pleasure to be here. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have questions for Mike, drop them in the comments section. As you can tell, he's got a wide variety of knowledge, and he is extremely generous with his sharing. So, thank you, Mike. Thank you for joining us
Hey,
today. I really appreciate you jumping on.
what a great time I'm having, and thanks to everybody for jumping on. I get on when I can. If I'm around the office at 4 o'clock, I'll jump on when I can and throw my little 2 cents worth in the comments. But yeah, it's such a pleasure to for you to have me today, Mike.
Yeah. So, who's your shingle supplier?
ABC.
ABC.
ABC. Then also they have been using a local lumberyard that right out that is carrying a GAF system
Mm-hmm.
that's been very price competitive for us as well.
Do you have any advice about using a supply house?
I'm pretty particular on who I
Okay.
buy from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty loyal. Uh, it took me I've been buying shingles from ABC for a long time, but Arkansas Wholesale Supply came in, gave me a heck of a price on shingles. And I want order acknowledgments. I got to have pictures when they deliver the product.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Quick invoicing.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody can do that and do it on a day in and day out basis automatically, I don't see the pictures. Do not see the order acknowledgments. It was all going to my office manager, but I certainly get feedback from him.
Right.
uh, but that's kind of stuff I look for from a supplier. If they can do what you want to make your job easier, so there's no questions about when you order a job that all the items that you need are on the acknowledgement, and also the pictures when that job is delivered. Uh, that's very helpful for us. Companies that came in here and says, "Hey, we can do that." Well, we're not doing that yet. Well, great. I don't have time to do business with you because
Right.
my current supplier is doing it today, and
Right.
that's why I like them. And that's why I'm staying with them.
Yeah. There's no drought of material supply guys looking to steal business, is there?
No. I think I've got them pretty much all turned off here, but I got a great gatekeeper
Mm-hmm.
in the showroom that shields people away from me. But yeah, they they've all been in here and they all know what I want.
Mhm.
If they can't do that, there's no sense in them even trying
Right.
to come in here to see me,
Yeah.
because that is what I want and that's what I want. I'm not going to compromise on that.
Right. You have a level of service that you're requiring, and it sounds like it's a little bit more than most supply houses I know are willing to give.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I've been very loyal to ABC as a shingle supplier for, gosh, I'm going to say for going on 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You talk about your office manager a lot.
Yeah, I do. He's a great guy. Great
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. Where did I find him at? Tell you a funny story. He actually ran a local hardware company here in Cabot for a good number of years. Owned it for 14, 16, 17 years. And the Home Depots, the Lowe's have kind of taken over that business. And business got so bad that he closed the business.
Okay.
I saw that announcement on Facebook, and I've known of him and his wife for a good period of time. So when I saw the announcement, I called him on the phone and said, "Hey, David, what are you going to do now that you're closing your store?" He said, "I'm going to find a job." I said, "Well, come up here and talk to me." And so he did that afternoon. And that afternoon, I hired him.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I gave him the amount of time that he needed to close his business, about a month. But we didn't miss a step. But David has been such a godsend to us. You know, the only products I really order today is siding and patio covers. He handles everything else: the roofing, the windows, the gutter. But yeah, he's taken a huge load off my shoulders, and he's been with me now. He'll be with me. It's coming up on the 3 years here, the 28th of November.
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Rick McAllister. Rick's already been through RCO Growth Kit. Remind Rick again what percentage of revenue you're going to spend on advertising this coming year. Remind Rick.
Okay. My goal is to spend 5%.
Okay.
5% of my total sales is going to go towards advertising. 2019, I'm running right at about 7%, which is pretty much on spot with where we wanted to be at. But yeah, 2020, 5%.
And when you were first getting going, you got as high as what were those numbers you were saying?
15, 20%. I got up there, but I knew I had to spend that much money to start branding my company, if you will. And I continued to brand for about 4 years. And at the end of that 4 years, I says, I'm through trying to brand. I want sales.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started dropping that number down in correlation to the amount of sales that we was doing.
Rodney Lawson, who's also been through the Growth Kit. Rodney wants to know, did you sell that job you went out and made the presentation on?
I'm following up with them on Friday afternoon.
And what are they going to buy from you?
I had a phone call to them, but I'm back with you. It's actually a screen room, Rodney. Rodney, I know you're coming to Hot Springs. I'd love the opportunity to meet you, by the way. I've heard great things about you.
Rodney is a really great golfer. His son, Reese, is one of the best young roofing salespeople you'll ever meet. His energy is infectious. I think you guys would have a great time on the golf course, Mike.
I think we would too. And I know that Rodney had put out something about doing a golf meeting down in Hot Springs. I'd love to do that. I'm not sure about the time.
Gotcha.
I am in the office some, okay?
If Rodney, here's the thing about Rodney. Don't be surprised if Rodney shows up in your office and hands you a set of golf clubs and says, "Let's go, Mike."
My country club I play at is about 5 miles from us. I'd love to. Rolling Hills, Rodney. It's Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills, the high dollar country club.
Nah, it's a great value for my dollar. Okay.
All right. Bruce says recently switched to ABC from Beacon. Still like Beacon. Both give great service here, but ABC gave me a much better price on the entire GAF system.
Okay.
That's where they seem to kind of get you, is that the shingle prices can be real attractive, but they get you on the accessories.
That's, yeah, and that's one thing we do. We price out jobs by component.
Gotcha.
We just don't price out by the square.
Hmm.
I have not seen one house that is the same. So that's why we take a look at all the components.
Hmm.
You know, starter, leak barrier, ridge vent, uh, synthetic felt. We do synthetic felt on every house. So we take a look at the total job, and that was one of GAF's big thing to me. Uh, they know that they're a little bit higher,
Right.
but if I take a look at all the components, they's about 5% higher.
Okay.
I'm not going to use a company just because they're GAF. I got certainty. I'm not going to use a GAF product if they're 5% higher. That's silly on my part.
Hmm. Well, I'm a GAF guy, always have been a GAF guy. The first guy that ever asked me for an estimate after I'd been out knocking door to door in 1995, and the first guy that ever said he'd take an estimate from me, he specifically asked me, "Do you sell those GAF timberline? Do you sell those timberline shingles?" That's what he said,
You
and
know,
I didn't even know what a timberline was. I
yeah,
just said yes, yes we do,
yeah.
and that's how I got kicked off with GAF.
The people up here are not really hung up on the manufacturer of
Hmm.
shingles. I I have selected a certainty in GAF based on the reputation industry wide.
Sure.
My ABC salesman was up here the other day. He says, "You want to buy a cheap shingle? I can sell you Camco. I can sell you IKO. I can sell you Owens Corning." I says, "I'm not interested in a cheap shingle. I'm interested in the system, and that's why I have chosen. I'm only going to sell a certainty to GAF roof. I'm
Yeah.
not going to sell. Yeah, Camco. No, I'm not going to do that, man. I can't do that to my homeowners."
You'll have to ask Rodney about Tamco and his nickname for him when you see him in
Okay.
person.
All right.
All right. Hey, let's keep going here, Mike. What do you think? We're in the home stretch. You still good?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Let's finish this up. All right, Mike. So you added your first salesperson, you add your second salesperson, you add your third salesperson. You started working your way out of the business to where you're not out in the field all the time and the customers aren't calling you direct.
Right. Right.
What's been the most valuable use of your time working on your business rather, what's been that value component when you're in the office? What do you like to do that you think has the most leverage for you?
Making sure my pricing is fair. Uh, I'm not going to say cheap. I don't want to be the cheapest guy in town. I don't want to be the most expensive guy in town either. But I want to give our homeowners a fair price for a quality product, quality installations. I was on the phone with one of my suppliers yesterday saying, "Okay, you have this screw. What's this screw for? What's that part number of the screw?" Because I want to make sure that when we order jobs, it's going to be spot on for our subs that install our products. And that's where I've really been kind of key at, is making sure that, hey, we have all the components, we're fairly priced, we have a great product, uh, and making sure that my numbers reflect what we're doing today.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've noticed this, Mike, but a lot of guys will drive around in their big old pickup truck. They'll go out of their way a mile or two to find gas 3 cents cheaper. But when they order their shingles, they never even think twice about what the price is.
You know, and that we don't sell on price, Mike. I'm not. We sell on the system, and that's, people fight about deductibles. We don't give away deductibles. We don't deviate. Yes, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner, you have to pay the deductible, because I'm not interested in committing insurance fraud on your
Right.
behalf.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in going to jail. So yeah, you have to pay your deductible. I had a guy in here the other day. He says, "I had a roofer buy my deductible down to $500. I only had to pay $500. I said, "Well, what you did was kind of, illegal. I'm not interested in committing insurance fraud." And he understood that.
There's a lot of margin in that deductible.
Yeah, and I'm not willing to give that up.
Hmm.
That's one thing which we've always, no, I'm not going to lower my price, make less money on a job, and commit insurance fraud. No, ain't going to happen.
Bruce Boyd is talking about his rep, his manufacturer's rep. How important is the manufacturer's rep to you, Mike? Are they as important as the supplier rep, or do you even see your manufacturer's rep?
I do see the manufacturer's rep. I see both the Certainty and GAF. I see my window rep frequently. They know that we're pretty self-sufficient. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really bug them too much because I am pretty well versed. I've created order forms for all our products, so it's very easy for our suppliers. It's very easy for our manufacturers. We're pretty self-sufficient. So when they do come in, it's let's go out to lunch. It's just small talk.
Yeah.
It's not really anything that's killing.
They don't know you're a road warrior from the old days, and you know their game better than they do.
Well, I kind of let them know that I've sat on your side of the desk, and so I understand what's supposed to happen. I know what's supposed to take place, but I've sat on your side of the desk, and that's been a world of difference for me. You know, I know what they're up to before they even come in.
Right.
Okay.
Where's
They
my
want to
donuts?
sell me. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Where's my swag? My gift card. I need a hoodie.
Yeah. No.
Ah.
I don't need all that stuff, man.
Lloyd Loftus is watching. Lloyd, it's a great honor to have you on here. Really respect you and your business. Thank you for joining us. Bruce is still talking. Bruce says, price to me isn't everything, service is. When you need a bundle at 5:30 and your rep brings it to you, that's great service.
I would have to look at also why you're needing one bundle. You know, very seriously, I'm sorry. We've actually created a rooftop estimator that I developed. David fills out every time. If we need a bundle, somebody screwed up somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm looking to find out what happened, why we need another bundle. Because I don't want my roofing guy having to wait on a bundle of shingles to finish the job. That's silly.
Sure.
You know, we're smart people, supposed to have all that stuff down pat. And we have a rooftop estimator that I created to assure that all the materials that we need is on the job.
So who does your measuring? Is that computer generated? Are you using aerial? What are you doing?
We're using Hover.
Okay.
Through GAF,
Yep.
E360, if you will.
Yes.
I like that. Eagle View back in the day we did, wasn't really crazy about them. Our area create a bunch of 2D reports. You got to go out there and get the pitches. We've used some roof scope, but now primarily today we're using GAF Hover.
Is that just as good for your window openings and your siding as it is for the roofing? Are they pretty accurate there?
For the siding, yes. For the windows, no. The windows, go out there and measure up their openings. You know, a lot of houses on average have 10 openings. If you can't measure 10 openings to price, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3652, it's a 3672.
Right.
And you can basically eyeball that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever drive by a house and out of the corner of your eye, you catch how many windows are there and you come up with a price in your head?
I can do that fairly easy. Really. Yeah.
That's a window guy for you. All right. So what brand of vinyl siding do you sell?
We do mastic vinyl siding.
Okay. Very good. All right. So Matt Andrews is on. He's an RCO Elite client with me. I handle his internet marketing. Matt, great to have you. If you have a question for Mike, we're in the home stretch here. Let's see how much longer we have. We have 8 more minutes and we're going to close this thing off. So if you have a question for Mike, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to keep on rolling here. What has been the hardest part about running your own business? What's the hardest part for you?
The hardest part? Mike, I can't really think of one. I go home at night, whatever time I leave the office, 5:30, 6 o'clock, I shut it off.
Okay.
I'm done for the day. I get up early in the morning, take care of paperwork. The hardest part, I think, would have to be the subs. Keeping control of the subs. My roofing guy is great. A window guy, a little bit shaky. Siding guys are really flaky. That's probably the biggest stress level. I don't want to say stress. That's probably the biggest opportunity that I have, is to get a good crew, good team together to handle our projects.
Why are vinyl siding guys always flaky?
Oh my gosh, man! I wish I knew the answer to that. I'd be a millionaire. I wish I knew. I really do. Man, there's some good ones. We have some good ones, but man, I've been through some bad ones, and it's cost me some money.
Right.
It's cost me some money to go back and take care of issues that they created. Siding guys, they've got to be the worst. They really do.
I have some friends that are siding guys, but I got to tell you, they are unusual people.
Yeah, they are. Rare breed. A good siding crew, rare breeds. Rare breeds. My wife is going home. Come here, dear. This is my wife.
How you doing? You're live with the roofing company owners.
I can't hear him because
I got my headset in. He said you're live with the roofing company owners.
Oh, okay.
It's great to see you. Great to see you. Mike, you're a lucky man.
I am. I'm great. I'm blessed.
That's right. Yeah, Thomas is in Wisconsin. He said it took him 2 years to find 2 good siding crews. 2 years.
You know, I have 2 good crews. I have 2 great crews. I got one crew that's really slower than snails.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have another crew that's good. They do good work, and they turn it in a decent amount of time. And I've got another crew that I'm looking at that could possibly do some windows for us as well. I got a great gutter guy, great gutter crew. My only big hiccup is the siding guys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Kevin Burrell is on. You guys know I work very closely with Kevin Burrell. We're going to be doing a 3 or 4 month stint with him. Once a month, I'll be out in his office in Atlanta working with him. Mm-hmm. Kevin, if you have any questions, this is Mike. Hey, listen, this replay will go live. The live replay will go into the group, and there's always a question or two that comes in late. And I know if you tag Mike, he may not check in tonight, but he will check in again.
Yeah.
Thomas says the big thing his way is that he has to pay a lot for his siding crews. Pays a lot.
No, I'm paying $90 a square, $10 for foam. I'm paying separate for soffit, fascia, freeze, pay extra for bird boxes. I have a pretty detailed price list. I get crews in there and say, wow, you have everything included on your job work order. Yeah, I do. I want to be fair. I want to be very fair with my subs as well. I'm not going to, if they're worth it, I'm going to pay them like they're worth it.
So what do you pay metal fascia?
Pay metal fascia $1.75 a foot.
3 foot soffit, 5 foot soffit?
Pay $1.75 for soffit, $3.50 for soffit fascia, $1.75 for freeze. I have it all broken down. If you're only doing fascia, $1.75 a foot, $1.75 a foot, $1.75 a foot. Pay for door wraps, of course, with returns. Pay about $25 for that. $40 for garage doors, $50 for double garage doors. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a pretty exhaustive price list. I don't think I've ever seen a guy do that.
Oh man, I can tell, Mike. I can send you one of my price lists, and yeah, I have. It's pretty inclusive because I don't want the guy coming back to nickel and dime me later.
Right.
On a job. Those are things in which I set up early on in the business, get my price pay sheets pretty specific. so they wouldn't be able to nickel and dime me too bad.
Yeah.
That's where contractors can lose a lot of money if
Right.
they nickel and dime. And
Right.
What's really kind of cool, my price sheets reflect my price sheets for my subs. So if my sales guys sell it right, they don't miss any items, they can make pretty good money.
Yeah. That's outstanding. I mean, I think we kind of hit a nerve here because Thomas is going off in the comments section. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time. So, Mike, I'm going to tie this thing off. Once
Sure.
again, tell us where you're located. Give us your website. Give us your contact information. People need to know this
Sure.
will live live on the internet for many years. So I want people to know who you are, especially if they want to do business with somebody in Cabot, Arkansas.
Sure. Our company name is Windows and More. Our website is arkwindowsandmore.com. Our phone number is 501-843-3000. And remember, we give you more for your home improvement dollars. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to go there.
All right, guys. Hit the like button. Leave a comment in the box. Tag Mike and let him know how much you appreciated him investing his time with us today. And if you've enjoyed this here, ask a question because Mike is a wealth of knowledge. He can give you some really solid advice. Mike, thank you again. Thanks for joining us live in the RCO.
Mike, thank you so much for having me today. I've enjoyed it. And as you can see, business is fun. Life is fun. You got to make the very best of everything you do. And that's what I certainly want to do each and every day.
Excellent advice. All right, guys. See you later.